Yeah, no, Jasmine Crockett is losing her mind. She just realized it's all over. Like the Democrats are all fleeing Texas, and now most of them are about to either be arrested or their seats are about to be vacated, and trying to save Jasmine Crockett with this redistricting plan. And it is not looking good. And she is losing her mind, going on a major tantrum on the news. And here she is during a rally. You guys got to see what she says here. She is literally like just losing it. Take a listen.
Because the Supreme Court has paved the way for half the stuff that we see that's going on. Listen, Donald Trump is a piece of shit. Okay, we know that. Yes, yes, he is. He is. He is. But in a functioning democracy, he still would not be able to get away with this. But he's been able to get away with this because the House Republicans are complicit. He's been able to get away with this because Senate Republicans are complicit. But most importantly, the courts, especially the Supreme Court, is complicit. And so I think one of the places that we have to start is we are absolutely, they are the highest court in the land, and they have no ethics guardrails. Now you go down to the lower courts and they do. How much sense does that make? When we know that they're taking money, we have the paper trail, and they refuse to put guardrails on themselves. So it's time for us to do it for them.
Yeah, so it's not going well for Jasmine Crockett. She called Trump a piece of ish. You heard it there. She's losing her mind again because of what's going on with the some people said gerrymandering. Some other people say gerrymandering. Let me know how you guys actually pronounce that. But I'm going to stick with gerrymandering for now. So she's mad about that. And then she goes on the news because she realizes that they all got played. They all got played. They all got outsmarted. This is something that they've been doing as well. They all ran to Illinois to basically stop this, stop the quorum, and basically stop this from happening before the midterms. They all fled. And now they're being ordered back. We're going to get into how they're being ordered back. But here she is now on the news, letting everybody know that her poll numbers and her numbers have fallen to the point where it's pretty much over. She has to accept defeat in Texas 30. Take a listen.
There was a benefit to shining a light on what it was that they were trying to do in the dark in Texas. So unfortunately, we've seen our numbers fall now that they have these voter restrictions in place. But I do think it's important for us to have the conversation.
Yeah, so the numbers have fallen. She is falling out of the sky. And again, she's throwing temper tantrums, asking people, please stick with me. Remember, this was the Democrats' face for like 5 months after the election. She was the face of the Democrats. And now she's been completely it's over. Like she's completely cooked here. And let's get right into the news of what's been going on with Governor Greg Abbott. He is now ordering that the Texas Rangers launch investigations into the Democrats for felony bribery. This extends to those who aided and abetted their escape away from Texas to stop this gerrymandering from happening. But again, this gerrymandering will not be equal to what they've done in California and what they've done to the state that they even escaped to, which is Illinois, which is just crazy because that is like literally the capital of basically redistricting. And that's what she's melting down about here. Reports indicate that many absentee Texas House Democrats have solicited or received funds to evade conducting legislative business and casting votes. Under the Texas Penal Code, any of those Democrats who solicit, accept, or agree to accept such funds to assist in the violation of legislative duties or for purposes of skipping a vote may have violated bribery laws. So again, Governor Greg Abbott stepping up to the plate. That's what's happening there in Texas. It is a wild time to be a Democrat in Texas, and they're all losing their minds to the point where even some Democrats on the left, mainstream media news, are calling them out on it, of their hypocrisy. Take a listen to this. Here we have Chuck Todd. Wow, Chuck Todd is calling out the Democrats in Texas for fleeing to one of the worst gerrymandering offenders, Illinois, to protest Texas' new map. Take a listen to this.
It seems as if the strategy is bring more attention to this make everybody uncomfortable, right? The more painful you make the process in Texas, the more it's hard to replicate. Maybe they may be their own colleagues aren't as interested in this. Congressional Republicans that serve in Texas, whose districts are actually going to get impacted negatively, also secretly are kind of hoping this goes away too. And I think they think the more painful they can make this in doing it, maybe there's a way to shut this down. So I understand the strategy, and I think you get this. The part that I think is sort of bad, I think it's a bad look for a party that claims to be always trying to protect the democracy, is to hole up in a state that gerrymanders. The state of Illinois. I mean, one of the worst, look,
Wow, he's calling them out. You're going to one of the states that gerrymanders. So again, it's not gerrymanders, it's Gary Manders. Let me actually play that one.
Look, Texas, Florida, Illinois, and Maryland. Those are your 4 giant gerrymandered states.
Oh, gerrymandered. Okay, so it's not gerrymandered. Okay, so he's calling them out on this again. And then we got to watch this from Fox News. This is right here. Jesse Waters goes off on this.
The Messiah told Democrats to toughen up. And what did they do? They ran away.
If you're seeing this video, my Democratic colleagues and I have just left our beloved state to break quorum and stop Trump's redistricting power grab.
It is 2025. We are breaking quorum.
It's time to keep making good trouble. Thank you all for your prayers. We're going to continue to fight. We're going to continue to speak the truth of power, doing everything it takes to save and protect our democracy. We didn't start this fight. Donald Trump started it. So you see me? Look at here. Hi.
Democrats in Texas fled their state yesterday because they claim Trump's going to steal the midterms. They had a private jet pick them up in Austin. The charter is an E-170 with leather seating and runs about 15 grand an hour. Who paid for it? We don't know. But we do know where it went. Illinois. Governor J.B. Back Ribs Pritzker gave them a big old bear hug in Chicago and declared it a sanctuary city for flea baggers. J.B. Back's giving them logistical support. Not sure what that means, but sources say free hotel rooms and meals. The Texas refugees say they had to run because Republicans wouldn't listen.
We really didn't have a choice. We tried to negotiate Republicans. We tried to talk to them. We tried to reason with them. We tried to tell them that the public is very angry at what they're doing, and they simply wouldn't listen.
This smells like a vacation. Texas is hot in August, high 90s all week. With humidity, it feels like 100. So they hop on a plane and check into a Hyatt in Chicago. We were in Chicago last August for the convention. It is beautiful. Nice breeze comes off the lake. They're not working. They're just sitting around doing CNN hits. One guy says he's the victim.
As a state representative, I get paid about $600 a month before taxes. And so that's not much to live off of. And so many of my colleagues, including myself, we have day jobs that help us pay the bills. And by breaking quorum, we are leaving those day jobs behind. We are sacrificing the income that we need to make ends meet.
Like Kanye said, how are you going to be mad on vacation? Over 50 Democrats quit their jobs, left their friends, voters, family behind to go glamping at Fort J.B. Back. They're acting like they were drafted.
This is a war. We are at war. And that's why the gloves are off, and I say, bring it on.
Texas is redistricting, so Democrats might lose a few congressional seats. Doesn't sound like war to me. Shooting Trump and arresting him, that was a lot more warlike. And did Trump run away? No. If Texas is a war zone, why are Democrats abandoning their brothers and sisters? Texas isn't actually a war zone. Democrats just ran out of the state house and won't do their jobs, so now no one in the state house can do their job. Texas Governor Greg Abbott's been riding their bumpers, told them to get back to work or else.
The reports are these legislators have been both, they sought money and they offered money to skip the vote, to leave the legislature, to take a legislative act. That would be bribery. They face a possibility of facing bribery charges, which is a second-degree felony in the state of Texas. There's one way to cure that. And that is, if they get back to the state of Texas and make quorum today at a hearing that we have at 3 o'clock.
Democrats had until 3 to show, and they didn't. So Governor Abbott's sending out a posse to arrest them for dereliction of duty and drag them back to the Capitol. They told us no one is above the law. And if they resist, the posse is going to hand them to Homan, and they'll wind up in El Salvador with the Maryland dad. Jazzy Crockett, who fled D.C. during the pandemic with a cohort of fleabaggers because Republicans were about to pass voter ID, may actually lose her seat to redistricting.
Yeah, she's cooked.
And guess who she blames?
Because the Supreme Court has paved the way for half the stuff that we see that's going on. Listen, Donald Trump is a piece of okay, we know that. Yes, yes, he is.
A part of me feels what's good for the goose is good for the gander. But I'd also like to keep Crockett in Congress because she's such a delicious foil. And so what if Texas is redistricting? So what? Their state constitution gives them the legal right to.
Exactly. And none of this is illegal. They are making it seem like it is illegal. She is melting down and blaming Trump as if any of this was illegal, as if any of this has never been done by them and their party. And now they're getting a taste of their own medicine, and now they're the ones losing it. Well, I get it. It's because they're about to lose Jasmine Crockett, and Jasmine Crockett is cooked. She's on the news basically crying about the fact that the poll numbers and the numbers are so low. There's just no way to win now. She's just cooked. And this was supposed to be the next big Democrat to come out and, keep winning and obviously keep killing it. And now with this, gerrymandering and this redistricting, she's done. And her time in Congress has officially come to an end. There's just no winning now because people in where she got redistricted to are not going to vote